Two unemployed actors. Two unemployed actors. They're just between projects.
Welcome back to Two Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
Huge show today. I am really busy actually, and I'm going to tell you how I did it because I spoke to a couple of actors last week and they're like, why are you so busy? Why? How? How is it? Why is it so? What's the secret?
Yes.
Sam's going to give us an update on a chat with your agent, a few other bits and pieces. Brilliant.
Indeed. That will happen.
I was supposed to be doing, just before you arrived, Sammy, I did leave him waiting by the door for a while, but I was in the office.
I've been here since last week.
I
didn't leave.
I was trying to get started on some voiceover jobs, and next thing you know, I'm watching Nürburgring fails and car crashes. I'm like, I just got sucked into the YouTube rabbit hole, and that's where I ended up. So not ideal. My focus, was kind of wavering today, but it was a busy day. I had self-tape day today, but
cool.
I've got some work coming up. So I on Sunday, playing a character in the short film Flood and Fire. It's finally happening. Producer emailed today. We're confirmed.
Oh yeah, that one that you had to hold
Wardrobe
off
confirmation
from.
tomorrow. Yes, the one that was postponed because of the real fire and a pandemic. And then Tuesday, a piece to camera for RSVP, and Wednesday, advertisement for a cleaning product, which is interesting. So varied work and busy.
Auditions?
No, jobs, actual jobs.
Nice.
And voiceover jobs I've got to get done before then because I'll be busy learning scripts and stuff. And today was self-tape day where I took the opportunity while the camera's set up and the lights, everything, to redo my introduction on Star Now. Keep that refreshed and up to date.
Yep.
I read for 2 roles for this film in Newcastle. That's TBC which role. Hopefully that will help him make up his mind.
Yep.
He'll say, no, you shit at both. No.
Yep.
And
you don't get the roles.
Audition for a for a training video, for a corporate training video, which will be fun. Nice. So, look, it's a bit busy, which is great. I love it when and it's sort of busy enough where it's not too busy that, oh my God, I've got scripts coming out everywhere and I'm just trying to get 2 grips on
not
one and I've got to try and do
busy.
another one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I guess this is what I told a couple of people last week. Like, there's no shortcuts. There's no secret. It's what we've been saying all along. Like, just keep busy with auditioning. Keep busy with your monos or whatever. If you're not busy with auditions and work, then get into that headspace by working with your monos.
You got to keep grinding at
improv and stuff.
It just takes
exactly.
You just got to keep going.
Keep so be good at what you do. Keep practicing it and tell people about it. So don't be afraid to go, oh, I'm worried about my friends will think I'm still harping on about this project. I'm talking about too much. But just do it. Because, I found in keeping people up to date, whether it's every now and then on my own Facebook or it's regularly on Max Actor Facebook or even LinkedIn. I mean, LinkedIn generated the most amount of views for my show reels.
You were talking about that last week.
Which one led directly to a job. A friend of mine who worked with the corporate love that reel. It was great when you did the Mitre 10 stuff. That was fantastic. Can you come and do videos like that for us? And that turned into not just doing, a presenting to camera gig for them, but a couple more, and also voicing over their IVR system and phone system. So they sort of got a consistent, up to date, touch point where it's Mr. Maxi. Yeah, so LinkedIn, I mean, come on, who'd have thought, right?
Yeah.
Even when we started the podcast, as if we'd be saying everyone, LinkedIn's a great spot, but it's just another spot. I think to get back on track, look, it's just keeping things up to date. So being good at what you do and practicing it, tell people about it, and keep everything up to date. Make it easy for people to contact you.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, don't forget you've got these online platforms. There's nothing worse than having someone view and then you go in and, oh my God, that's my old show reel, or my first show reel's there.
You don't look like that anymore.
Oh my God, it's like, and hear from them. It's like, I made a mistake once recently when I was in Vimeo and I uploaded a short and they were waiting on it. Like I knew they were waiting on it and I had to do the read to camera and everything. I edited it real quick, uploaded it to Vimeo, and I was so excited to get it done. I copied the link and sent it to them. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting. I got an email back going, the link doesn't work.
Yeah, I always check the link now.
You know that moment where you're in Vimeo and you're managing it and you copy that link? Well, that link is from the manage. So you've got to be logged in as you into your manage.
Yep.
And then you can see the video.
Yep.
Whereas if you go, there's a public link, which is outside of that. So anyway, just a little FYI on Vimeo. But it happens to the best of us. But, all online platforms up to date. Keep auditioning.
100%.
Keep your agent up to date.
Well, speaking of keeping things up to date.
Yes.
Yeah, so I spoke to my agent the other day. We had a call, which was really good. Pretty much spoke about, so Eaton Management at least, does a lot of their stuff through Showcast.
Right.
Bits and pieces through casting networks, but mostly through Showcast.
Okay.
So he contacted Showcast for me, upgraded my Showcast so then I could put up media. I was like, why can't I put up anything? And I'm like, here's the upgrade button. So that was really cool. So he did that. I've shoved my show. I asked him about my showreel because I did send it to him. And he said, yep, great, amazing, whatever.
That's great.
So I put that up on Showcast.
Yeah.
I even kept saying like, any tips, anything
Any feedback?
To do with
What am I missing?
Yeah, he's like, well, it's 4 minutes, so it's a good show reel, but we want now shorter snippets of separate things as well. I was like, yes,
so
that was my plan anyway.
Yeah, great.
So I put up my show reel, put some more photos up as well, and now I'll go and do some more self tapes. Send him heaps, just constantly new footage, and then that's
a great resource for them to send you for stuff.
Yeah, and then put up 3 or 4 self tapes that contrast up on Showcast as well.
Yeah, great.
So he was saying now, before COVID or during COVID, most casting directors or whatever were happy with, that was a good self tape.
Yeah,
that was fine. Now you have to be, it's good quality, good lighting, good this, and spot on perfect acting.
Yep.
Obviously, no such thing as perfect acting. Everything's kind of real and raw. There's going to be different. Yeah, just something that's good.
Yeah. Less of just getting something down on tape and more about you living and breathing that script, that character for a while.
Exactly.
And that's your 100th take that you're
And he said, if you don't have good material up on Showcast, they're not going to spend time considering you even. And he said, there's a lot of stuff coming through at the moment. Just need more material. So that was it was actually a very productive phone call.
That's good.
And I was happy with it.
Are you finding from that you probably go and maybe ask, what sort of stuff's coming that you'd think you'd submitted me for, and then working through scripts that would work for that, and maybe go back to Grant?
Yes. So he sent me through some scripts to just do.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. And he also got one of the agents that he's hired as well.
Yep.
Who I've spoken to before. His name's Luke. Sent me through some like a link to get short ones, like quick ones.
Right.
Which is really, really good for that stuff.
Okay.
And I'll do a lot of it at home, and I think I'll head back to Grant eventually as well.
Yep.
With Jess, hopefully. It's just I don't want to rely too much on Grant because he does live quite far for us, and now.
So it's a more considered approach. If you're getting comfortable or
I don't want
need a bit of a kick, a bit of a shake up,
I don't
then
want
you do it.
Rely on it because then we have to kind of make time for it, which is fine, but just because of our busy schedules and just life in general, I don't want to put aside self-taping for that.
Yeah. Keep practicing.
Just do it when I can. Get it in there.
That's
and do
enough.
some more stuff at Grant, but that's cool and all that stuff, and money as well.
And
there's all that stuff. But you got to stay with it, stick with it, and sometimes you get broke. Sometimes
it's feast and famine. I mean, that's just the nature of the creative world.
But so that was great, and talking to Mark about all that.
That's good.
Feel a lot more confident about it.
So he's happy where you're at and stuff.
Yeah. He just wants more of my self tapes, So I just got to do more and more. I was thinking about even putting aside a day per week. This is my self tape day.
Okay.
that would probably be Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then, but also, you know, if there's one day I'm like, oh, I feel like doing a self-tape day, I'm not going to be like, nah, leave it for self-tape day. You know, you just do it.
It's a good way to get into that
Yeah.
habit, because then when an audition comes and you've got, you know, a short amount of time to get used to the script,
Yeah.
you're used to setting it up, you're used to editing the tape, you're used to, like, all that stuff
get
that
used to
can
it, yeah.
slow you down. The technical stuff is all automatic somewhat, so that you can just focus on getting the
True that.
right tape
100%.
down.
Also,
Practice makes perfect. Who'd have thought?
who'd have thought practice makes perfect? Yeah, no, it definitely applies in this industry.
It does, because you don't want the wrong link or a deleted file or something, you know,
Yeah.
technical going wrong and just undoing all of your work, or even an
You want
opportunity.
to be able to focus on the acting and
Exactly.
not worry about, am I doing this right? Is the
Exactly.
camera set up okay? You want it all to be pretty
Yeah.
second nature with that stuff.
And like we film, for those watching on a YouTube channel, I've got a Panasonic HD camera. It's perfect for camera, perfect for film.
Perfect for camera.
But perfect for camera. But when I do my self tapes, I've got a little rig, a little plastic rig off eBay where I can slide the phone into, and I've got my $90 Rode Mic Go, which plugs into my phone. So I use my phone, and it's not a fancy new $1,000 one. It's like a $500 Oppo, but it does record HD well, and I can click the mic in.
Yep.
So I can travel with it if I need to travel.
Yep.
Obviously, I've got my phone.
And most phone
And,
cameras are good now. as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
really
they're
good.
great. And so with that and the Go, I'm finding that the audio quality I do less in post. Like it's great.
Yep.
Picking up more, especially with the two-hander, of me and less of the reader with that little directional road.
Yep.
So with that little rig, like, it's much easier than me, you know, getting the tripod out and trying to organize the HD cam and then marrying up this, recording the sound separately, and then
Yep.
getting them both organized. You know, you want it to be as easy as possible.
Yes.
And even today, funnily enough, being self-tape day, I already had a response back from one going, oh, I clearly can do the role. I'll put you forward to the client and we'll see. So
Awesome.
fingers crossed. So like, I've never had anyone go back and go, well, I can't quite understand you. What's wrong with the audio? Or,
Yeah.
you know, can't quite see you properly, or the framing's off, or I haven't had that yet, touch wood. So the rig is working. It's
Good.
doing its bit. So it's just all on me, basically.
There we go.
And the client's decision, of course.
Yes.
I had a job this week that I missed. So funny, because I applied for this. It was like a tourism shoot for northern New South Wales, a
Yep.
couple hours away.
Yep.
I applied. They got back to me and said, oh, we're happy to use you for South New South Wales. Here's a whole lot of dates. Can you do that? And my eyes just lit up going, oh, it's like a week's worth of work. I'm available for all that except one, but if you tell me today, if you confirm me today, I can get rid of that one or whatever. And then they're like, no. We want you for one. Each shoot is separate for separate people. So I'm like, oh, okay. But we'll put you forward for this one, which happened to be a 2-day shoot. So yay. And they
Yeah.
cover expenses, and it was down on the South Coast. And do you know a female that we can put you forward with? Oh, okay. So I asked Emma,
Oh, yeah.
my ex, and who happened to be available. She said, sure, fine, no worries. So I put her forward. And they decided to go with an older demographic. So
For both of you.
so okay, so they're going to go with
Must
an
be a compliment.
older couple. So I'll take that as a compliment. But yeah, so close, but so far away. It's funny, like, because Emma and I, we get on really well, which is great, because otherwise it would have been a bit awkward asking your ex to, especially
You
to
probably wouldn't have
especially to play a couple. You know, she's like, what's involved? Oh, you know, it's like walking on the beach and eating dinner out and stuff like that. Just like waiting for something exciting, like, you know, it's a scene from a movie or something. No, just, you know,
We're
it's
just doing that.
Yeah, welcome to my world. Have you heard back yet? Was a common question from Emma. I'm like, no, welcome to my world. You wait until the last
Oh,
minute.
God.
They're like, we've put you forward to the client, waiting on a response, and you're waiting.
You wait.
And waiting, and then last minute, actually no. Or yes.
You guys are too young.
So I took that rather
Something
well,
Max
actually.
has never heard.
No,
for a
I'm not
long
used to,
time.
which is why I make a big deal of it now. But yeah, so funny. That would have added to a really busy week. So in a way, it's kind of, I've got other voiceover stuff come in, so I'm kind of like, okay, I can calm down now and take a moment to watch Nürburgring crashes
Yeah.
instead of doing a voiceover job that I promised today that I will do after this. I promise.
So yeah, for those of you who have never watched us
my
on
God.
YouTube, I clearly I have the younger voice.
Yeah. It sounds older, but I'm very mature, so I make up for it in other ways.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We're about 20 years apart.
give or take a decade or 10.
Give or take five decades.
A few minutes.
One hot minute, yeah.
So I think
Go on.
it's really interesting that we're on the same track in terms of just keeping work fit and telling people about what we're doing and keeping everyone up to date. And I think that's
Work fit indeed.
that's it. You the more you're doing that, the more often you find yourself with these busy weeks or so
Yeah,
where you've got a few projects that you're juggling.
Should be good.
It just all sort of adds up, and
Have
people you worked with in
you-
the past, etc.
Have you
Have I?
watched any new shows recently?
Well,
Because I have. I'll interrupt you right there.
while I think of one, what have you been watching,
No,
Sam?
so have you heard of Sweet Tooth?
Yes.
Have you started it?
No.
Okay, it's really good.
It looked a bit strange.
It is strange, but it's okay. So
It's on Netflix, isn't it?
So my
Yep.
brother told me about to watch it. So Jess and I just started we started watching it. And
Yeah.
we finished the first season, which is only 8 episodes.
Okay.
And there's shows that have come out this year and late last year, and it's kind of implicitly suggesting a bit about COVID, or it
Yeah,
includes
they
it.
sort of reference
This-
it strangely. Yeah.
This is a smack in the face.
Is it
this
really?
is a holy wow. This
Okay,
is they're
okay.
they're not calling it COVID, but it's definitely meant to be
Okay.
like that. And Jess finds it very like, she was like, wow. At first it was very kind of like in her face. For
Confronting.
me, I was like, that's awesome. No
Yeah,
other show's
yeah.
doing that, and it's
So
I think
different.
it's so powerful.
Okay.
Pretty much it's about a virus that
Mutates.
they address a lot of topics that are prevalent in 2021, which is really, really
Okay.
cool. Like around the virus and a bit also like away from the virus.
Okay.
But so it's about a virus that occurs, kills you if you get it, and at the same time,
Does sound familiar.
hybrid babies are born. So they're half animal, half human.
Okay.
And I think that's a nice suggestion of like animals can carry COVID,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
can't get it. They
Yeah.
can't actually have it. They can
They'll be
carry it.
Carriers.
So I think it's a nice touch of that. You've got hybrid babies who
We're
are
all learning
immune.
so much about viruses
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah, exactly. But
We're
but
so well informed.
It's so in the show, the hybrids are immune and they also can't carry it, and they're half human, half animal. So I think,
Right.
and the whole big question is what came
It's
first.
sci-fi, but it's kind of
Yeah.
heightened of what's happening.
Exactly.
so
what
it's
came
relevant.
first, the hybrids or the
Okay,
virus? Is the
wow.
big question. And it's really well written. It's Warner Brothers,
Okay.
so it's really, really good. And it's just it's produced amazingly.
It sounds interesting. I'll give it a go because it was in the top 10
Yeah.
when I last checked it on Netflix. which
Yeah,
wasn't that long ago.
I think my brother was saying. So on Rotten Tomatoes, it's 97
Right.
critic review
Okay. I'll
and
give it a go.
92 audience, which is very, very high.
I'll put it on my list.
Yeah, I was a bit hesitant as well. I was like, this is
Yeah.
weird, but it's really well done.
Okay.
And they've sometimes when you cast like the lead role is a child,
Yeah.
and you cast them and they're cast and you're watching them, and it's kind of like they annoy you because maybe they have an annoying
There's
kind
a
of
or maybe it
because
reminds you of
some-
someone you don't like.
yeah,
or,
or they, I mean, any actor can do that, but with children, it's especially, I think, easier to happen with children actors.
right.
Either whether they have
If children annoy you in general, it's probably more
yeah,
likely.
but or the acting style or the face or whatever it is.
Right.
They've cast this so well. He's an incredible actor, young
Okay.
actor. He plays a 10-year-old, so he's probably around that age. And he's great at acting, and he's got a very adorable face. So
Right.
you empathize with him, which you're meant to,
Right.
really well. And
Right.
they've just done it. I just think it's a great show.
Okay.
I'll
I'll put it on my list.
You should put it on your list.
I think I've been
100%.
revisiting a few. I went through a sci-fi phase. I watched the Cloverfield Paradox.
Was
While
that-
we're talking about sci-fi Netflix.
was that a show or a film?
Film
It was a film,
Cloverfield
yeah.
Paradox. So I've been revisiting a bit.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's good second time too.
I watched it.
And Jack Irish is back. I like Guy Pearce in Jack Irish. Set in Melbourne, which is great, hometown Melbourne.
There you
And
go.
it's back on. I think the first episode was Sunday.
Wait, it's
on the
set in
ABC.
it's set in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So they've got Aussie accents.
Yeah, it's all Australian. Jack Irish.
Ah.
Worth a look. There's a few seasons. I think there's some seasons on, if not Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. Yeah, I think they're on Netflix. Certainly on ABC iView. And the latest series is up. So first episode was fun. So it's great to see familiar characters back. And Australian ones at that too, which is good. All right, so there's some tips and tricks. Look, happy for you guys to be part of the conversation too if there's stuff that you're finding is working more often
Call
than not.
in.
Yeah.
We're not live.
No,
You can't call in.
on social media.
Yes.
Absolutely come engaged and let us know what's working for you guys.
100%.
And make sure you like and subscribe because we'll be back again next week. You're listening to Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
Bye.
Two unemployed actors.